Hello, hello, hello. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining on this special edition live stream that we are doing to honor the launch of the Parlour Royale playing cards. As you can see by the screen, it's next to me, Lorenzo's having some issues getting on. He's going to reboot his computer. Hopefully that works. If not, we're going to have to figure something out. We'll see if he just participates in chat. And I'll do my best to kind of walk you through everything. But we're excited because, finally, this has been quite a bit of a long odyssey with this deck because, we wanted to wait from number one. Part of the reason this came out as late as it did is because we wanted to wait until folks had the Beetlebacks in their hands because I did not want to launch before having fulfilled that campaign. As it stands, I want to thank everyone who backed that campaign, who has been patient and understanding with all the kind of the trials and tribulations that we faced during that initial fulfillment process. It was a lengthy one. It took a much longer than I anticipated it would take. We ran into issues with the whole Cardamundi thing, and WJPC then sent the decks to my house rather than to gamblers. So I had to deal with all that. It was a mess, but thankfully everything is finally getting, placed in the right, set in the right place. Folks are getting their decks. They're very pleased with how the decks look. I think those decks came out beautifully. So I'm really excited to finally end that chapter and re-earn your trust with the Parlour Royale. Some of the ways I plan to do that, or I am doing that, is by already having the decks ready to go. The decks are printed. They're ready. They look beautiful. They are gorgeous. A gorgeous design by Lorenzo. He really hit it out of the park with this. So we're really happy to see that the decks are ready to go and that, we have them all at Gambler's Warehouse already. So they're ready to ship as soon as possible. As soon as we receive the funding from Kickstarter, those decks are going to go out and it's going to be like basically immediate fulfillment. So we're really, really excited about that. And I think it'll hopefully go really well. And if everything turns out the way we hope it will, these will sell out. Because we have a very limited stock because we printed them in advance. We only have about 2,000 of the Legacy, 2,000 of the Ivory, and again, only 500 of the Prism are available. So there will be limited. In fact, the tiers on the campaign page, you will see them when the campaign launches in about 56 minutes. That the tiers are going to be limited this time around because we don't have the full amount as far as we don't have any more, right? Like that's the limit of what we can print, we can sell, right? So normally what we would do is we would print, if we sold, let's say 2,400 or 2,000 decks in a campaign, I would print 2,500 so that there would be extras so that we can make some available to backers after, late backers, or people who can order through the web store. But in this case, we're definitely not doing that. So it's a little bit different. So Lorenzo says he's having some issues. He's commenting. I don't know if he can. Lorenzo, can you see or hear me? Let me know. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining. We're just having some technical difficulties with Lorenzo's internet, which is bad timing. We've obviously done lives before and never had any issues, and it just popped up randomly. As it is with most, I don't know if you guys know how this is with most Kickstarter campaigns, but it's always like a scramble to the last minute. Like the video you just saw when this video started was finished like 10 minutes ago. Like I am always, basically finalizing things, at the last minute. So it's always like a little bit of a crazy kind of scramble to get something done. But that's just the way it is. So I'm happy to see everyone here turning up. Once again, a lot of familiar names: Kenny, Lado, like Yoav, like all you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and for being a part of the launch. We're excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. So Lorenzo, I'm trying to figure out if maybe what I should do is if we should maybe use like a Zoom call. Oh, there he is.
Does it work now?
Now it's working. Oh. All right. Finally. So how did you fix it?
I enabled the VPN.
That fixed it. Okay.
No,
well, that's
I
great.
don't know why.
Good to see you. How are you, man?
I'm fine. Very white.
So as I was mentioning to everyone, thank you for joining, obviously. And as I was mentioning, everybody, it's like it's a mad scramble to get everything finished for me. I know you're way in advance. And I am like scrambling to get things done. So, but everything's finished and ready to go. We're excited, man. I'm ready to push the button at 1 o'clock. You there? Well, you're back. You're back. You came back.
I'm back.
You're back. So, I think Kenny, you're gonna have time. Let me show this question. So it's limited. You have to buy within the first few minutes. Look, I don't know. I don't think so. I think you're going to have time. There's enough. I think that you'll have time to look over the campaign and kind of make a decision. But I certainly wouldn't wait too long. I think, I think in the first couple hours, you should be okay. I think there should be plenty. I mean, it'd be a great problem to sell out of 500 Prism decks in the first hour. I just don't see how that's happening. But, you never know if you can get an opportunity to get the decks early, you might want to do that. So Lorenzo says he's going to try and reboot his router. So he's going to probably be back in a bit. Yeah, agreed, Tiredness. I think we have enough. I think we have enough to satisfy everyone's demand. There is no early bird. So I want to say that this particular campaign is different than any campaign that I've ever done before. Number one, it's kind of a continuation of a previous campaign, right? Although technically it's not, because there's some differences with how this particular launch is being handled. So obviously the first thing is the original Parlour. We had a red and a blue standard edition. We had the black, which was like the deluxe edition, had the gold foil on it. And we did a Dynasty deck, which was a later unlock that we ended up being very popular and has been henceforth the inspiration for many Dynasty decks that have come after. So subsequent campaigns like the Tempest and the Successor and the Beetlebacks all had either a white deck, a legacy deck, which was like a gold deck, or a prism deck. That those kind of became staples of like the TGW brand, so to speak. So one of the things that I wanted to do when the time came to launch a new campaign for the Parlour to kind of a revival, and at the time it was a 5-year anniversary, but it's actually been 6 years now. I wanted to have a completion of the campaign, as if the missing decks, the white, the legacy gold, or the prism had been printed back in the day, and therefore you would have a full set of the 7 variants that have become kind of common amongst the TGW brand. So that's one of the decisions that we made kind of early on. So already it's different, right? Because it's not a full offering of 7 decks. And to be honest, I may never do that again because the market's changed, the economy is different. You know, I think what collectors want is different. I think I'm obviously much more conscious myself of you know, being a collector and understanding what I spend and knowing what I want to spend my money on. So I think moving forward, most of the campaigns, if not all of the campaigns, will be simpler than the previous campaigns that we've done. So that obviously has some benefits and some drawbacks. What are the benefits? The benefits are it's a much more transparent campaign. You get what you see. There's 3 decks on offer. There's no unlocks, no surprises. Nothing's going to come up. You're not going to have to put more money in later. So none of that, I want to say, ickiness from the campaigns will come into play. The benefits are that you know, additional benefits are like the decks are ready. So like none of the ugliness of having to wait a year and change to get your decks, that's not going to happen. I'm trying to eliminate that as an aspect of Kickstarter campaigns because I, as a Kickstarter backer, hate that, right? I hate waiting. If everyone can get their decks immediately, it's just going to be better. So I think that now having that opportunity to make sure that you guys get your decks as soon as possible is a tremendous benefit. So obviously one of the drawbacks is we have less editions and we have more limited stock, and the campaign generally will be smaller. I mean, that's not something that's going to affect you per se, but like, you know, there's something to be said about breaking a personal record of like, oh wow, our campaign raised $300,000 or whatever. I think those days are kind of behind us. And barring any kind of resurgence in the playing card market, we won't really see that again. I think now campaigns are generally smaller. So I think that's the philosophy. So you know, I think that's important. Yoav, no, there are indeed no stretch goals. Unless, I guess, I mean, look, if we haven't discussed it, Lorenzo and I haven't discussed it, he's hearing this for the first time from my mouth. Unless the campaign sells out in 2 days and we're like, okay, maybe we want to do one extra edition or something. I think that, and obviously that would have to get printed and that would not be ready for immediate fulfillment, which would be a drawback. So I don't foresee that happening. So I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Yoav also asked, sadly he missed the Beatles. You're going to have a chance to get the Beetle backs because I'm going to be putting them on the web store shortly now that they're fulfilled. So the extra stock that I have left, in fact, I still have some prisms left over. It will be on the web store on the gentlemanwake.com so that people can get them. So let's see if Lorenzo's back. And I think now whatever he did made it worse. So that's unfortunate. Max, there's a simple answer for that. So the part of the reason is because we want the exposure that Kickstarter can offer us. Obviously, Kickstarter will take a percentage of whatever we make on the platform, and that's a very real thing. Like that's you know, they take a chunk of whatever money you make in the long run. So we have to pay that up front, but we're paying for that exposure that comes from Kickstarter and from the viability and accountability that comes from Kickstarter. So I think that those things are important. For me personally, I wanted to build trust again. Obviously, because the Beetleback campaign took so long to kind of fulfill, I want to earn everyone's trust back. And I think a good way of doing that is by kind of saying, hey, look, I'm going to do another campaign, but this was going to fulfill immediately, and everyone understanding that process. So I think that that's important. Again, Tarotness, I don't think we have any ideas of any pre-existing ideas of any stretch goals. I just don't think it fit with what we were trying to do. We were trying to keep this a very agile, light, easy on the wallet campaign. So the decks were produced at WJPC. Were produced with WJPC. They look amazing. I've already discussed this earlier. I don't know if you joined later, but like, I mean, they look just fantastic. The colors, the prism deck looks amazing. The gilding, the gilded edges, it all looks really good. They handle beautifully. They're smooth. So I'm really excited about that. You know, I think that WJPC has come a long way, and in fact, this is probably the best WJPC decks I've ever seen. I don't know if that's an indication of where they're going as a brand. I think it is, as a manufacturer of cards. So I think that that's been pretty good. Okay, let's see what any other questions. Have I answered everyone? Yeah, they smell pretty good. Have I, Lorenzo, man, I don't see you, buddy. I don't know. I got the same mission. I'm gonna ask him if he tried the VPN again. Thank you, Terrence. I agree. And yeah, again, this is I'm trying to do this as an antithesis of the previous campaign, which is to say, the philosophy of thinking about this almost completely from the backer's perspective, and really understanding how backers react and feel when it comes to campaigns, and understanding that. Show up a close-up of the prism deck. I can show pictures. Let's see. Let's look through some photographs, because I think that that's a good idea. So I'm going to open up some photos here, and let's see if I can share with you guys. I can share some stuff with you guys. Give me 1 second while I bring that up. Okay. So, all right, Lorenzo, man, no worries, dude. If you stick around, I guess, and participate in the chat, hopefully it won't be too bad. Oh, you're back. You're here. Can you see? You're here.
Am I?
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you, and I can see you. So
okay.
Don't touch anything. Don't touch
I'm not
anything.
touching anything. I'm not touching anything.
Don't touch anything.
Otherwise, okay. I try a 5G connection via.
No. Don't even breathe. Don't even breathe. All right. So I was just going to go through some photographs. If some folks asked me, we lost you again. Just be patient, because hopefully you'll come back. Oh no, he's gone. Whoops. All right. Well, hopefully he'll be back. Anyway, so here's the image of the Parlour deck with the gilding, with the prism gilding. Here's some of the cards. Obviously, the ad card. Here's some of the prism features on the numbered cards, on the face cards. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait for him to come back. Here are some more. I think I can hear you.
Do you hear me? You hear the cat?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't see you. I can hear you.
Oh,
it's so understanding. It's so unfortunate. I know how it is, man. I understand. Don't worry. Don't stress. So obviously these particular face cards are a little bit different from the original Parlour face cards. Number one, we added a border. Obviously the foil is like new. That's something that didn't exist. In fact, if I recall correctly, the Parlour, it wasn't like an independent layer, so we couldn't even do that if we wanted to back then. I think that Lorenzo was able to make that change now. And obviously the four corner index, which is a different thing, which is I think a cool thing for playability. And obviously, if you're a left-handed person, I think that's a welcome feature. But yeah, so we're excited about that. We added some flourishes, some nice foil flourishes to each card. So I think it looks really good, and really exciting. And we're back with the anthropomorphized kind of figures, the fox and the cat, and a new introduction of Mr. Nick Nixie, which is a reference to the Nixie clock that I used to have in my set back when I started the channel, back when I started the playing cards channel. And this is a new introduction, a new character in the story, and I wish Lorenzo could maybe talk a little bit about it. But the Royale Royale. It's kind of hard to say, but you get it. It's the play on Royale. And you know, he's a king owl, you know, and he's like a new figure, kind of a new character that is a part of this this kind of process. So yeah. Additionally, we have another new character, which is Steven Spielberg, and you can see him here on the tripod. I don't know if you guys can see him right there on the tripod. And he is, you know, he's a kind of representation of the TGW brand, and also my profession as a filmmaker, and you know, as a YouTuber and a filmmaker, and what comes from that. Okay, Lorenzo, you're back. I see you. I don't know if I hear you, but you are back. So yeah, so then this is a kind of another fun addition, another fun Joker, I think that Lorenzo did, and I'm really excited. I think that these two particular cards are really quite nice and fit the whole motif of like the anthropomorphized kind of characters. It fits it well. So that's pretty cool. Of course, we had one gaff card in the deck, which is this the 17 of diamonds, which of course is a staple of Stockholm 17. I think that's a fun card. Probably come up with a cool magic trick or two that uses it if you're into that stuff. So that's pretty exciting. And of course, the back design. I mean, the back design is one of my favorite back designs that I've ever seen anywhere aside from my own deck. I mean, like I just think this back design is beautiful. It's gorgeous. The light purple, the dark purple, the popping of the foil. So I really enjoy how good this looks, you know. Yeah, agreed, Tyrannus. The 17 cards are a lot of fun, and yeah, I love that we worked a little bit on the names to make sure that the names made sense for what we were doing. You know, we wanted the names to have like a cool play on words. So Lorenzo and I kind of worked together to figure that out. I think we came up with some good stuff. And then, of course, here's Ray Royale and Steven Spielberg as part creating the Ace of Spades, which of course is seen as a cutout element on the deck, on the tuck boxes of the deck. So it's very cool. Katarina asks if the face cards are the same. The artwork of the face cards are the same, but the totality of the card is different because of obviously there's a border. In a lot of ways, the Parlour Royale is like a royal update. You know, it's a more elegant update to the previous Parlour cards. So I think that's a pretty cool evolution, so to speak. So here are the three decks that we are offering. The first, of course, is the Ivory edition on the left, and then the one in the middle is the Legacy and the Prism edition. I believe the prices are 17, 22, and 45. So those are kind of the prices of the different versions. Was there a green Parlour? There was indeed, Kenny. It was the green Dynasty Parlour. It has a different tuck case. So it doesn't look like the other Parlour tuck cases. It's a little bit different. But it was exact. The backs were exactly like the black backs, but in green. So everything on the black backs was identical, but they were green instead of black. So that was the difference there. These are kind of like the base offering, the pair, so to speak, and there's special pricing for sets. So if you get a set of the three, you're saving money. If you get a set of the two, you're saving money. There's also even sets where we have like 3 decks of each, or 3 decks of these two editions and 2 decks of the Prism because they're limited. So they will be different tiers that kind of accomplish the same goal. I think if you're trying to get a full set, if you're trying to get a full set of the cards, it's gonna go. I believe it's gonna run you. Hold on one second. I'll tell you now how much it's gonna be. The trio is $79. So for $79, you get all plus shipping, right? For that $79 plus shipping, you get all 3 decks in the collection as the base trio. So but again, the tiers are limited. So there's like 100. I think there's like 100 of those tiers, and there are other ways to get the Prism deck, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So that's just you know, kind of a precursor, sampling. So yeah, you see, like there's other sets. There's a set with 2 of the ivory, 2 of the legacy, and 1 prism. And then there's another set that has 3 of the ivory, 3 of the legacy, 2 of the prism for those people who want multiples. And again, the reason we're not offering 3 prisms is because it's a limited deck. You want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get it. But you know, we're really happy with how these came out. I think Lorenzo, you did an amazing job on these tucks, and we talked a little bit about how we wanted to differentiate the ivory, which is the more standard deck, from like the more deluxe versions. And he did that. He accomplished that with the cutout. We can see you and hear you, I think.
And now you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Here's the video once again that we put together. I think it looks pretty good. But hold on, let's go back to the. Is there anything you want to add? I don't know if you've heard anything of what I said.
About the concern about why don't we sell them on the online shop? Yeah, that was a thought, but it started with the fact that we wanted to make prototypes, and they're super expensive. So we decided, and at the same time we had this unknown future with tariffs, and you know, it's not like stable times any longer. So we decided to take this approach and okay, let's produce in advance as investment, and then we go on Kickstarter because it's about community and exposure. Selling online, yes, but you know, we are not Amazon, and Kickstarter can help a little bit. And I thought it was also a good way to complete the Parlour series, as it is also originally made for Kickstarter. That's why.
So Yoav, to answer your question, there are no prototypes. These are, in essence, the prototype. We did the final versions are the decks that we have. So those are the ones that are ready to go out. So the ones you're seeing right now, the pictures that you're seeing right now are the finished product. So Lorenzo, why don't you talk a little bit about your approach to how to update the back design from the previous one? And I can bring up a picture of what that looks like.
Yeah, bring the pictures, because otherwise I take a Parlour from here if I have it. No, it's in another place.
Hold on, I'm looking for the photo now. Hold on. What did I do with it? Hold on.
So now it's stable. It looks that it's
stable.
It
looks like it's stable. Well, I'm happy that that's the case. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Bear with me here for 1 second while I find the shots.
See if I have it here.
All right, I've got them here finally. All right, so if I go all the way to the end here, I should have it. Sorry for this, guys. I'm flipping through all the images because I'm getting to... Uh-oh, that's not it. That's the video. Maybe it's...
before. In the email, you get one.
Yeah, I know I have it. Hold on, I'm trying to... Let me go to the beginning of this.
I do some slideshows. I think.
Here it is. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
We flipped the spade.
Yeah, we inverted the spade. I think it looks great, you know.
Yeah, it's it has more or less the same layout, more or less. But at the end, if you check all the details, you get it's very different. Even if the structure with the 2 beetles are on the same spot,
right?
And the main element,
the only thing that didn't really change is the border. The
exactly. And then the spade is the same, just
but it's inverted, and you added the beetle elements.
Yeah, exactly. There are two beetles
beetle elements
climbing.
here. Yeah.
And then the background also is I think it's taken from the it was the art card from the previous
Correct.
deck, but there is also a little
this gecko.
Yeah, it's a gecko.
You can see it there. It's like a little gecko. You see the eye and the mouth there. Kind of the tail goes off. It's like a new feature, and like another character, so to speak. And you can see the beetles here really good. Yes, Kenny, these are pictures from Chris Moyer. I asked him to join us today, but unfortunately he couldn't. But he did a spectacular job with these photographs. He really killed it. Stephen, thank you so much. And yes, you can definitely see the difference now with these kind of zoomed in look at it. So yeah, obviously, we have the gramophone, and that was an element from the previous version. But the big thing is now, obviously, the spade is foiled, which is a cool change from the original version that didn't have the foiled spade. I think it looks really good. So I'm really excited by how good that looks. So the decks are similar but different. Obviously, the other big difference, I don't know if you can notice it in this picture, is that the original Parlour was printed on that Cardamundi stock that was really, really thick, the Super Lux.
Yeah, the B9. The
B9 thick stock. And these WJPC are thinner, are just thinner. They're more like the slim line of the Cardamundi brand, which is cool. And I think that's a kind of a cool distinction, because they're going to handle a little bit differently. So let's talk about that, Kenny. Kenny's asking, how did we decide on the red edges?
Yeah, I mean, it's because I like contrasts, and I tested the red colored edges on other decks, and I really like how when you open this, you have this ivory box, which is pale and elegant, and then you open, you get this kind of a punch in the face with the red, but it's also at the end classy.
Yeah, I love the way this looks. I really do.
Do you remember Prada shoes from probably late 90s? They made those women's shoes with high heels, and
the Louboutins.
It was red.
Yeah.
And then I remember that because that's very peculiar contrast, and on shoes it was really even special. I mean, like impressive. And I thought that it was a nice touch, basically.
Yeah, but I think the deck by itself, when it's like this, when you can see like the red edges contrasted with the white and gold and the cream ivory colors, I think that looks really, really good. I'm really excited about how that looks. I think it offers it's definitely a unique deck. It doesn't look like any deck that exists, which I appreciate.
And I remember before the edge color option, like a few years ago, I remember someone doing experiments with spray paint on ungilded decks, and it's somebody who's probably going to back. I don't really remember the name now, but he was sending me pictures of the Cartomancer with red edges from the House of the Rising Spade, and I saw that it was great. I mean, like it gave an extra. How can I say it? An extra impression. I don't know, different feeling. I have it here, for example. I mean,
right. Yeah, it looks great, man. It's just beautiful. It has like a lot of class. I feel like I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Tarotness is asking who did the tux. We did them with WJPC for a couple of reasons. I think the first reason is for speed. Like, we just wanted to kind of eliminate any kind of complexity. I talked a little bit, Lorenzo, before about having this campaign be simple and transparent. Like there's not a lot. There's nothing hidden. Everything is right there. You're going to be able to see everything right away. There's no stretch goals. No. and everything is about simplicity and just making the most simple, stress-free kind of process. And one of the ways to do that was to print the tux. But I think they did a great job.
Yeah, they did. Also, yeah, indeed, the flow was very linear. Instead, for other projects, if you see the production flow, it's like a spider net.
Yeah.
So like a component was made, I don't know, Europe, then had to be shipped, and then risks are always behind the corner.
Yeah, it used to be easier when Cardamundi was active because you're printing. If you're printing with Studio Presión in France or with Boschetto
or Lautrec,
right, or Lautrec, you're all in Europe, right? The EU, so everything is easy, And now it's much more complicated because if I print boxes, I ran into this with Beetlebags. I had to ship and pay tariffs and pay import duties and all that stuff to get the decks into China, so that then from China I can get them over here. It was a mess. So
every transit is a cost and a risk. So for this one, we said, okay, let's go linear because this time it's better to do that. It's not like 2015.
Right.
It's more.
Right. Cards Against Collectors asking, why do gilded edges on the ivory? Man, I think this comes down to just wanting to do something unique and different. I think with white edges, sure, it would have looked nice, but I think just this pop of color, this pop of like contrast really adds a lot to the presentation of the deck. So I think that it looks really good.
I specify a couple of things technical. Gilding is made with thin foil metallic, while this one is colored. There is no foil. I think it's like airbrush color. It's sprayed, so it's not foil. It's color.
It's definitely matte tarotness. It's not shiny.
I take it here so I can look at the camera. Compare with. Let's take a Madame Lavaux, who has foil metallic green.
Yeah, it's a different texture.
It's matte. Yeah, it's matte. Yeah. It's like you spray paint on it, like water-based color.
Somebody's asking, is it like the 17th Kingdom and Cyclopean Limited?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're the same.
It's the same, yeah.
Kenny says his wife says thank you for the solitaire game and deck after 517 games.
No, thanks for the wife for playing so much. Actually, it's like 500 games. Congratulations.
That's pretty impressive. So again, like taking a look at the cards, you can still see there's texture in the pips. So in a lot of ways they're reminiscent of the original Parlour, but we've added Lorenzo added all of this filigree, this gold detailing, the four corner, having the four corner font index with a more kind of classic like typography rather than the hand drawn look of the original Parlour. So I think it looks great. I'm really, really happy with how that looks. And the court cards, again, still have those little flourishes that we did, those little unique kind of things that we did for the original Parlour, like the gramophone and the magnifying glass and the walking stick. And rather than having like the traditional implements that you would see. These are really cool too. And then, of course, my likeness is still on the King of Hearts. Lady Wake is still on the Queen of Hearts. But even if they weren't me and they weren't Lady Wake, they still look like they belong amongst the other ones, which I think is important. So it doesn't look like it's not standing out or too obvious that it looks. You're also going to notice that each court card has like a distinct icon over top. The kings have this kind of crested crown, and the queens have the spiked crown, and then we have like a feather, I think, right, Lorenzo? It's a feather.
Yeah, it's because a couple of jacks has a feather on the hat, on the headgear.
Right.
if I recall correctly.
Taranis is asking if this deck is going to be added to the Solitaire app.
Yes, I guess.
Eventually, I guess.
Soon. I mean, not immediately because
Right.
it takes time, but that's Jack with the feather on the hat.
Yeah, the feather. Very cool.
Like a little bit like Robin Hood.
Uh-huh. And then we talked a little bit about this. Obviously, the Fox, Mr. Fox, and Dr. McGillicuddy existed in the previous Parlour deck. They were the jokers of the previous deck.
Yeah, exactly.
And we moved them to the aces. Tell me, explain to me, did you have this Nick Nixie already designed previously, or was it a new design?
It was that one was a sketch from that I had it and forgot it about that sketch, and it was made for the first Parlour. But actually, sometimes I sketch and I forget about them. And then when I wrote the anthology, I find out that I have a nice concept here, which is this like surreal character.
Well, we should mention that's kind of where the back design came from too, right? The back design, we'll talk about these. The back design of the cards was kind of a design that existed as an option or a previous version that we ended up not using for the Parlour, for the original Parlour.
Yeah, partially yes.
Yeah.
Mostly because when we did the first back design in 2019, I did a lot of variables and tests.
Of course.
And in a few of them, the spades, the logo, it was inverted. So I didn't take an old back design, but I took basically inspiration from one of those tests.
Cool. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about the legacy real quick. So a couple of things. Talk to me a little bit about this character, this Ray Royale that you designed. Like what made you think of the owl?
Well, I don't actually. No, we picked the owl because
I mean, he's great.
He was working well as a spade.
Yeah.
I was sketching a little bit, and then you said just put a beetle riding his head. And
yeah.
Because otherwise it was flat.
Yeah, and it was perfect. The shape ended up being perfect. It creates
the portion of the eyes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you decided you suggested to put this beetle riding his back to complete the spade shape somehow.
Yeah, and I think it really helped. I mean, it's like it was perfect. It was like this idea of like the cheeks of the owl forming the spade, and then the crown is kind of like this beetle, this gold beetle.
So we have the two characters of the two jokers in the ace of forming the ace of spade. So this is very simple.
You're right, the two characters. And I love that he's got an ace of spades reveal in his pocket, and also down here there's something, a 3 of diamonds.
Yeah, I like to draw microscopic details using the magnifying glass, and that's a master case because 144. It is the size of a master case for playing cards.
And just so you know how long we've had this ready, this is 2024.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That's how long we've had it ready, even though the deck is now officially being released in 2025. The crown detail is fantastic. I mean, it just looks really good. I'm really happy. Yoav is asking if there's a numbered seal. There is not. Again, for simplicity, we just wanted to make the simplest, cleanest project that we could. So we just kind of omitted that. So let's take a look at this. This is really fun. So this is a little director's chair here for Steven Spielberg.
Which is a micro chair for the beetle.
Yeah, I remember I sent you this name and you were like, yes. Because we were trying to come up with a name. And obviously Steven Spielberg is one of my favorite directors of all time. We're trying to come up with a name for the director beetle, right?
And that machine actually, B&H 2709, it is one of the first cinema
cameras.
cameras used for the good movies. That
Very
was
cool. I love that you included the names up here on the reels. I think that's really cool. And then down here we got the Stockholm 17, TGW, the Parlour in the year 2024 again.
but that design was the end of 2024. So
correct. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. It's a great addition having the Beetle like right there on top of the like. He's clearly way too small to handle the camera, but it's fun. And also his director's chair is so little.
It's tiny. Yeah, the best part is like when I draw something, if he gives you a smile, I'm happy.
Exactly.
Because it has to be funny a little bit.
Exactly. And then obviously this is a kind of a throwback, a callback to other times that you've done this gaff card.
And but did you show? I wasn't here because the technical issues. And did you show each card as, for example, number cards? They have.
I did. We'll get to that. I'm gonna show that now. Okay. So the ad card's a little different, Lorenzo, from the previous ad card. It's the same shape, but it's a little bit different. Some updated. We've included Royale and the Nixie Nick on top of the geckos here at the bottom, which I think is a kind of a cool little. One is smiling and one is serious, which is pretty cool. And a bit of an update to the information there, so that's good. This we talked about. The back design looks great with the embossing. Having the embossed edges kind of really makes it stand out. We used gold paper, right? It was like a gold fleck paper that we used.
Yeah, with gold it was difficult because gold you have a lot of tints, tonalities, and the choice with tiny samples it was tricky. But I'm really happy with the outcome because even for the gilding, it's not reflecting too much. It is matte gold.
For the gilded, right? The gilded edges. I mean, it looks beautiful. So yeah. So to answer somebody's question from earlier, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Terranus. The Legacy has gold gilding. So the Ivory has red edge printing, and the Legacy has gold gilding. So it's very cool. And I think it also is a little bit of a standout. So with previous Legacy editions in the TGW line, it had been gold gilded gold deck. So gold on gold. And we wanted to do that here. So as an offering of a deck that didn't exist in the previous iterations. It was John who asked the question. So yeah, that's your answer, John. It was we wanted to bring that gold element into the design that didn't exist on the previous Parlour launch. So yeah, you can see the gold gilded here, gold gilded edges. I want to say something about these gilded decks, these WJB. They handle amazing, like no issues whatsoever with the handling. There's no bowing. It's like this is the Prism. There's no bowing. Everything is like smooth. They if you guys do any kind of cardistry or any kind of flourishing, they flourish beautifully. So they're really, really nice.
Let me add something, that the paper actually is German.
The paper is German. Okay.
Yes, it's not like, I mean, we pick. I always pick the best quality, and this for playing cards, we always use German paper for playing cards. And I guess paper maker, they sell to print factories, like playing card factories. So not the playing card factory making the paper, manufacturing the paper. They buy rolls, and there are not so many paper manufacturers. Maybe 3-4 in the world, that big, that they can provide rolls with kilometers of paper. So WJPC buys from this German company. I think it was the same that was supplying Cartamundi. I believe. I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think the paper is great. It feels fantastic. And another thing that may not be clear in the images, but the faces are kind of like an off-white ivory color. Like they're not stark white. So it's not like you buy a bicycle deck and it's like white. Like this is like a classic kind of vintagey feel that I think looks really good. So another question somebody had is Kenny had the question if the white and purple tucks are matte. Yes, they're all matte. Even the gold is matte. It doesn't look as matte. It still is. They're not glossy paper. It's not glossy paper. Here's the legacy deck with the gold. Yeah, there's the difference between the two colors, between the stark white and the eggshell. Yeah, it's like an eggshell color. Yeah, eggshell. That's something I've done on my decks up to now, and I really love that. I just love having decks that are like, they feel a little bit more, I don't know, refined, antique in a way. So I like that. So here's what Lorenzo was mentioning before, that the fours all have little designs, like intricate designs, the logos for our respective brands, and then the gramophone and the beetle. This beetle is originally from the Dynastiny deck of the original Parlour design. And again, they have the little beetle, kind of the little beetle iconography here at the top, to contrast with the iconography on the core cards. So again, the core cards all feature these elements that used to be part of my set: the looking glasses, the feathered quill, the vintage revolver, to kind of sell this idea, and then look, again, the back design is spectacular. I think this is a classic back design. It's just a beautiful gold kind of back design. It's going to look really good in gameplay and kind of handling. So that's really cool. So again, there's like these tiny little like kind of foil flourishes on all the aces. They look really good. Here are the two jokers next to each other, looking great. The gilded edges, so you can see they're not like super shiny. There's like a matte gold, so it fits with the gold, and it's a good color match with the gold on the backs of the cards.
I show it again. See if you can see it here. So light reflects. This is reflecting foil. This is matte foil.
So you can see there. Do they show it again?
Yes, I take also the matte paint.
Yeah, you see.
So print color, flat color, reflexive metallic foil. This is matte gold foil.
Right. Cool. And the tuck box with the die cut, again, to show off the ace of spades that's inside the box. Some of the core cards with some of the other elements on this core card is the Nixie clock, the bulb that we see with Nick Nixie's head. So that's a cool little element. The prism deck, which we've talked about. So the prism deck says limited to 500. The 500 is stamped. There is no individual number, but the edition size is on the box. So I think that's a cool change. And all of the boxes are different. I don't know if you all noticed, but all of the boxes are different in the way that we didn't use the same plates. So I don't know if we can see here. It literally says Legacy Edition in embossed text. The Ivory Edition says Ivory Edition. The Prism says Prism Edition. So all of the boxes technically are unique, which is kind
of... they're different. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is a cool little detail from the decks.
The old-fashioned color swap and print is dead.
What's that?
Color swap. Sorry.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned methodology of color
swapping. Yeah.
And then print, like it's gone. I mean, we don't use it because it feels cheap otherwise. And it was okay at the beginning because you had a couple of variants, and then also was more expensive. But now the factories, they allow, they have more flexibility. Even with new machines, it's easier to swap plates. So it is possible to work with very different design for the playing cards.
So another interesting aspect of the Prism that we should talk about is the difference. The Prism deck does not have Prism borders. So the Legacy has gold borders that run all the way to the edge, and the Prism has white borders, which is, again, another uniqueness of the deck, which I think is really cool. And it has obviously this kind of violet and purple background in the details. So I think that's a really cool aspect. And obviously the foil looks tremendous. I mean, look at that. It looks so cool. Like the way you can kind of get like the colors to the rainbow shift to happen if you put light on the deck in a cool way. It's I think it looks great. So yeah, so obviously the gilded deck and the prism foil, the prism deck is gilded with the holographic foil. It looks fantastic.
Even if usually I don't like holographic foil.
You've never done it, right?
No, it's only here. That's my only deck with holographic foil.
All right, guys. So there you heard it. It's exclusive in that respect.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the holo foil.
But I think it looks beautiful on this particular, like the combination of the colors with the purple look gorgeous.
Yeah, probably because the tack is purple and it matches the reflections somehow.
Yeah.
Because it is like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think
I prefer. I don't know. I don't know why. It's like it's a matter of taste.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
First ever S17 holo deck, indeed. Ruben. Yeah, these decks handle beautifully. I mean, there's no discernible difference in the way they handle from the Cardamundi decks previously. And if you enjoyed the way the Beetlebacks looked, those two were printed by WJPC, so these will also feel like those cards. So we're pretty excited about that. Again, the prismatic holo foil details on the having the prismatic details on the foil is a beautiful little detail, I think, and adds a lot. Here's the Suicide King, which is me. I am the Suicide King, which is how I feel whenever I launch a project.
3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah, 3 minutes. We will launch in 3 minutes, and yeah, so it's really exciting. I think the decks look beautiful. Lorenzo, you did a fantastic job. I'm excited to see how this goes, and hopefully people will like it. I started this stream by thanking everybody for their patience on Beetlebacks, and I'm hoping to win back their trust here by having a deck that that is a beautiful deck that will be fulfilled quickly. So.
Yeah, that's the bright side of this choice. Also,
yes.
we don't want people to wait months, and so we decided to go for a pre-production and campaign.
Indeed. All right, so I'm going to get ready to launch.
Quickly before the launch, we have 10 days campaign. We will see what we can throw in during those 10 days. Maybe some gifts like stickers and something that we can add. And then we have 2 weeks for you have to wait for the funds and people answering. We don't have the addresses to ship anything. That's the important part. So basically, I think we can. Hopefully, and to be optimistic, we can ship everything after mid-September, probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Or early September, even it could probably be.
If everybody replies to the survey quickly enough, so we have an amount of people with completed survey.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have 1 minute to go. Kenny's asking if we're going to be here after it starts. We will be for a little bit, but I think we're not going to do like a super long stream. We want to keep the stream kind of tight so that people who watch it back later can still get the info that they need and the preview that they need without having to sit through a bunch of us just talking about random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the goal. But anyway, we're just a couple seconds now from starting. Exciting as usual. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you press the launch button on a campaign.
Yeah, Kickstarter is not good for the mental health.
No, it is not. And I think that's part of the reason we also did the 10-day, to do less days and not have to do like a super long campaign. It's just too stressful. All right, here we go. Launching.
Yes, I agree.
Drum roll. Boom. Project is live.
Good. So if somebody has questions after the backing, after they snag the prism,
Yeah.
we're here for a little while, and then
Lorenzo, I will send you the video too, so that you can.
send me the video. So
I will send you the video. All right. Well, 15 backers. We got that much. So yeah. So if you guys have any other questions or anything, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer anything.
I can show the next month.
Armin said that he's backer number 1. Congrats.
Congratulations. I can show the odd fellows from the sanctuary.
Oh yeah, sure. We can show that. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Let's I have a feeling we're gonna be funded soon, so I kind of want to watch that total go over the funding goal, and then we can switch topics and kind of
no problem.
So yeah, so usually it was, I believe the first parlor was 4 minutes. We are 1 minute in, so I don't know if maybe we're gonna get there at the same time, roughly. Oh, that looks really cool. Yeah, you can change the card that's featured. All right, we're past 10K. That's good. That's a nice start. That's a good start. I always like seeing those numbers rise at the beginning of campaigns. It's always fun. All right, so yeah, so I think Tarina says she was so fast to pledge, but still got number 21 as the backer. Yeah, it's a race at the beginning of the campaigns. It's always fun to see how fast that is. Thank you so much for sharing the campaign, Cards Against Collector. Thank you, appreciate it. It's always
Italian collector group.
What's that?
Italian collector group.
Yep, Italian collectors.
Mario.
So yeah, so you know, what else? So you've got Oddfellows, and what else? Oh, we should mention this because I think it's important to some people know that you have another version of the Parlour Royale that you are going to release as part of the.
It's for my patrons. It's it's a different deck. Even the layout of the index is different, and it's called the Patronium Edition, and it would be given to the high tiers of my patrons on patreon.com. People can join now and wait for the January release, because there is always a leftover, and I offer those high tiers that they couldn't get because they joined late, as a bundle in January. So after I deliver everything, because I need to know how much is left. So I think there will be some available. First, patrons have the priority, and then if there is something left, I put it out. But it's like the leftover.
I think I've only seen a couple of images of it. It looks great, but I don't even recall like what changes you made. I know you made a couple of changes.
Yeah, I don't have it here because I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the production sample, and I didn't get it yet. So next week probably I can show it.
So Armin, currently as constructed, the campaign only is available. You can only get it as part of the trio or some of the other tiers. Because it's so limited, we wanted to make sure that folks who wanted them all had the opportunity to get them all. If later on there's some left over that we can open up as an add-on, we might do that, but we're not sure that we anticipate that. But also the price, the $79 price, is really kind of pretty good price considering everything. Considering the value of the decks is much higher when you buy them individually.
Yeah,
so I think if you bought let's say you bought the Legacy at $22 and spent $45, you'd be spending $67 to get those two decks, where you could just spend $79 and get all three. You know, so it's a pretty good deal in the grand scheme of things. So we're almost there. We're almost at the funding goal. Just so close.
Let's wait. Right.
Hey, funded. All right, 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. We are funded.
I can pay the rent.
Yes, we can. We can pay for the production. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Pig Cake, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. It's been a while since we chatted. I know we briefly texted the other day. So exciting, man. I'm excited that the deck is funded and hopefully that number keeps going up. And we can pay some bills. I think that's always fun. Farouk, thank you so much. Yes, funded it. I think technically it was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So it was just a little bit longer than the rare first Parlour, but still pretty good. Still pretty good. All right. So so why don't we show some of that stuff that you wanted to show?
So there's some explanation. So what you're gonna see are production samples, not super final, but almost there, like 95, 96% final. The concept is about this gang of petty criminals, like clergy characters, and they are the odd fellows from the sanctuary.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen some of this. This stuff looks amazing. If you're a member of Lorenzo's Patreon, you've seen some of the images of this stuff. It just looks really good.
And as you know, since the beginning, the Odd Fellows deck they resemble a little bit the Spirit
bottles
packaging, like with the label. So you have the quantity and the alcohol, even if there are cards, and then there is a text.
Having like the recipe,
kind of a recipe.
Yeah.
Thank you to Scott Matthews for this. He's a lyricist and he's good with this, with the words, and he creates those words for every deck. So if you have an Old Fellow deck, you can read the recipe / promotional copy for what they are selling. So their concoction. And I thought, since it is resembling the label of liquor, so let's do the hip flask with the characters. Now we have 3 characters. Now this one is Sherry Mary Butt, which is the name of the cask also.
Those look so good. Those flasks look so good.
And this is the copper variant is for patrons. Now I'm going to show you how it works. Then we have Father Firkin. Firkin is also a name of a cask of 41 liters. And then we have Sister Mary Gorda. Gorda means fat in Spanish.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody gets offended, but I mean, it's also the name of a cask. The huge barrel is 700 liters.
Yeah. Yeah, those are great. I love those.
Let's take this one. This one is supposed to be more yellow, like this ring.
I see.
Now it's a production sample. Will be better. Will be more yellow at the end. And do you read or it's mirrored?
I can read. We can read it. It's not mirrored.
Okay, because I see it mirrored. So it works. It's a hip flux that works like this one works well. It's not made to contain liquids, this one, because I couldn't. This is the side.
Yeah, it looks good.
So this one is basically the tack box of the deck. You open it here. Now I'm gonna tack a Parlour because I don't have the decks here. And it stays inside.
Very cool.
When you open this one, you can check the gilding. because it will be shown. Now you just see
That's cool.
the top of the deck here.
Yeah.
And so this is what's coming basically. For the Kickstarter campaign, I have Gordon Firkin, and probably I'm negotiating to create a functional flask that you can
That's
use
cool. That's cool.
as real hip flask. Same size, same design.
Right.
The label will be different.
Right.
Will be kind of generic and no
Right.
character. And I'm working on that now.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I hadn't heard that. That's a good development.
Yeah, I wanted to do that. I have to check with the minimum order quantity. It's always problematic when you want to do a product, because you talk to a factory, they say minimum 50,000 units. No, I can't.
Yeah.
And that's why is Patreons know that the initial idea was to make a glass flask with some kind of closure at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
so you could see the cards through the glass. But
Right.
the minimum order quantity, it was 20,000 units.
Yeah.
And like it's too much. It's like
Of course.
I travel around 2,000 to
Right.
3,000 when it goes well.
Right.
20,000 is not like feasible for me. Sorry, but had to compromise. And so the Odd Fellows from the Sanctuary cards are ready, but I don't have them here. The samples. Next week, I will get them and show everything on a video. And I want to launch probably mid-September, end of September.
So hopefully, once this one is ready, once this one's finished and out the door, you can launch that one. No, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, mid-September, end of September probably is the.
I think the cards look awesome, and I love the characters.
Funny also, yeah. And and there is the ground. What do you call it? The technical drawing of the kind of a museum in the background of the uncut sheet. And there is the plan for a heist. You can see it also. There is a video on my Instagram showing the uncut sheet. Maybe you can take it here and show it through the video. Let's see how it goes.
Oh yeah, very cool. I love the core cards, man. They're fantastic. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Very fun. Very fun. And I love like you always do like this design in the back that kind of when you look at the uncut sheet is kind of unified.
Yeah, it's a shared background. There is the ground floor of a museum made up or partially taken from something that exists and modified, of course. And then you see all the heist plan and where to go, what to do, like who's doing the lookout and who's doing the swap, etc.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. No, yeah, it looks fantastic. Is that, you said that was the one and then there was another one, or that was the only one that you're working on?
No. Also, I'm working on another project.
Okay, what's the other one?
The other one is called Echoes in the Palace.
Oh, Echoes, right, in the Palace, yeah.
But I'm a square two. I sketched it's very
rough.
Yeah, it's the beginning now, so I will show it when I have something more
tangible,
semi-final kind of.
Justin, the Grave Witness is still happening. I was actually just looking through the files of that a little while ago. I was still love the way that looks, and I'm really excited for that campaign. The plan is, hopefully, crossing my fingers, I can print those decks also before the campaign, so that I just want to do the same thing we did with this one, which is just run the campaign and allow people to see from the very beginning what they're getting, and not have any confusion or not have any stress about like what, where the fulfillment's going to happen or anything like that. So that's kind of been the goal. For those who haven't seen it, I'm just going to show real quick here. So this is the Grave Witness. So another thing is that I'm considering that I think that, I didn't do with the original idea, or the original plan was I was going to have a basic blue deck and a basic red deck. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to jump straight to just do like the Midnight Mystery Edition, which is this one, which is, as you can see here, it's like a beautiful sleeve over the tuck. And then when you take the sleeve off, you can see like an image of like the different characters in the story in the background. So that's kind of the idea. Here's the kind of the sleeve, the tuck case rather. So it's a really pretty design. I think Russ Gray did a fantastic job with this tuck case. And then the cards themselves. So pretty excited for that. And then I don't think I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a Dynasty edition. I may end up doing a this Blood Moon edition, which I think is pretty cool. But I don't think I'm gonna do a lot of editions this time around. I think I'm gonna try and keep it simple. So yeah, so that's the plan for the Grave Witness. Let's see. The Cantrell Sanctuary deck is on hold currently. I don't know if it's gonna happen. We'll see. I don't know. Are you still doing the King's Wild Project crossover?
Yeah, I reached out Jackson a couple of months ago, but I think he was busy with some moving stuff. Yeah, we had this idea that we talked about. I think it's nice, but it's not progressing at the moment.
Right.
I don't know, but maybe is it? I mean, I don't know. Is it true that he's moving to another city or something?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I don't remember. I mean, I think he was busy with something related to the warehouse or the facility. I'm not sure. Then I got into like 3 projects at the same time, and I kind of not forgot, but now it's on hold. He moved out of the warehouse. That's why.
Right. So that's cool. I mean, it sounds like it's it's just a question of you guys getting together to figure out the details, huh?
Yeah, we had a cool concept. We have just to meet up again and decide a couple of things, and then start working on that. It's a lot. There's a lot of illustrations.
Right.
Right.
I'm sure knowing you two, I'm sure it'll be a beautiful collaboration. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. All right. Well, I think today went well. I'm excited. We're up to 200, almost 200 backers, 26,000, which is good because that's about how much the production costs. so we can. We're not even worrying about the fulfillment yet, but at least part of it is taken care of, right?
We have 10 days. We do some promo. We share. I'm confident we maybe not sell out, but almost there probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think hopefully it'll be up there. It'll get up there. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me here and talking to everybody. And I'm glad that your technical difficulties got sorted out.
Yeah, me too. Finally, I don't know what was the problem, but it happens.
Yeah, but at least we got that figured out. All right, man. And everyone else, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please leave comments on the campaign. Share the campaign with anyone who you think might want to partake. Please let us know if you have any comments via email. You can reach me at info@thegentlemanwake.com. What email do you use for comments, Lorenzo?
What do you mean?
Like when you receive comments from people want
to. Oh yeah, I receive comments here. Sorry. I get them on my. I get it in my inbox.
Okay, so but where can people send you comments on Instagram?
Yeah, I mean,
If they don't comment on the campaign, if they want to ask you a
yeah,
question,
they can write on the campaign
okay,
itself.
all right, perfect.
I mean, I get the notification, and I just have to go through all of them because I'm gonna eat now. It's dinner time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch myself. All right, guys, thank you so much again for everything, and it's been a pleasure. And I'm gonna roll out with the video once more, and we will call it a day. See you later.
Yeah. Thank
Bye,
you,
Lorenzo.
guys. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.